We're going to talk about growing squash in this video. I think I might have a tip that will help us get a jump start on the season and hopefully result in just epic harvests this year. But first, let me introduce myself. I am a Irish vegetable gardener living in Ohio, Zone 6A. I've lived in Ohio for about 11 years. I've been gardening for about 3 years. Lot to learn, but I hope you will join me on this journey. So if you would like to subscribe and like and all those good things, that would be muchly appreciated. If you are returning, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's get into it. As a newbie vegetable gardener in Ohio, I have found growing squash to be very challenging, to put it mildly. Year one, I did have decent success. I got a fair amount of cucumbers and I got a decent amount of pumpkins. That was it, but it was good. For a first year, it was really good. Year two, which was last year, everything got hit by so much disease, so much pest pressure, nothing took off. I think I got like 3 or 4 squash from like 6 different varieties. It was just bad, really bad. So this year, I want to do everything in my power, pull out all the tricks, everything that I've seen online to ensure I get a very good squash harvest. Even just one variety, just my cucumbers. If even just my cucumbers could be good, that would be fine. I just need some success with squash this year for just like my mental health. So in this video, I am going to talk about one of the ways that I am sort of gearing up for success with squash. So there are a bunch of different types of squash you can grow. And I'm growing just kind of a basic variety this year. I just want to get a grip on growing them, have some success, and then I'll branch out into the more exotic types of squash. So first type, a very basic summer squash, dark green. I got two, I mean, I'm sure they're pretty much the same type. One is dark green zucchini, one is black beauty. I'm sure they're essentially the same thing. So I'm gonna grow those. Yeah, that's that. Then I'm growing a yellow, early prolific summer squash. I grew this last year with sort of mixed results, but we're gonna try it again, and I think we'll be good. Then I'm gonna grow spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash, and I'm trying to be a little bit more sort of healthy with what I'm eating lately, and I want to eat more spaghetti squash. So I'm going to grow spaghetti squash, hopefully, and that will help with that. One that I grew last year and I did not have success with was butternut squash, which is a winter squash. I had one that grew. It was tiny. Now it was a variety called Block Party, which is a smaller variety, so that's why it was smaller. But I just got one. But we're gonna try again. We're gonna do Waltham. Waltham is very popular, meant to do really well here in our zone, in Zone 6A. So yeah, here's to Waltham. Let's see. That was that, and then finally, oh no, I didn't say pumpkin. I'm gonna do sugar pie. I love pumpkin pie, so I'm gonna try and grow a bunch of these. My first year, I got lots of pumpkins. They weren't sugar pie. They were I can't remember. They were another miniature variety. It was really good. Finally, I'm going to grow cucumbers, which are not squash, but they're like cousins, so I group them together. This variety is called unagi. They are parthenocarpic, meaning they do not need pollination, and I can keep them covered throughout the season. And that will greatly reduce pest pressure, like the squash bugs, I think squash vine borers it'll prevent. I'm not sure about that, but I have another trick that I'm going to use to try and deter those little suckers, because they're the worst. Oh my God, I hate them. But yeah, cucumbers. Hopefully these will be successful. Those are the varieties of squash that I'm intending to grow, and that I'm hoping I can get a good harvest in. And I'm hoping this little trick that I'm going to show you guys, I'm sorry, will help us all get a better harvest. Yeah. So here in Zone 6A, our last frost date is until about mid-May, which is about 3 weeks out. that's when I can technically start putting my squash in, like sowing them directly outdoors. You could also start them indoors if you wanted to, some varieties, well, I think most of the varieties. Um, and winter squash in particular can benefit from this because they have such a long time to harvest typically. However, for me personally, I don't love doing that because my space under my grow lights are completely full and they're going to stay full for the next 3 weeks. So there's no room to put squash in there, even if I wanted to. Secondly, they hate having their roots disturbed. Thirdly, I tried it last year and it just didn't, I don't feel like it made any difference. It didn't work out. So I need to find a way to get them in the ground sooner, even knowing the temperatures can still fluctuate greatly between now and then. But I think I have a solution to that I want to share with you. I had pretty good success with winter sowing seeds this year. I winter sowed a bunch of perennials and most of them are thriving right now. Worked out really well. From that experience, I learned that you can use a milk jug, essentially, or some other kind of clear container as a mini greenhouse, which warms up the seed, warms up the soil, and protects it from the cold. So I'm going to apply that in this situation. I'm going to take half of a milk jug. You could use whatever clear container you have, place it over the seed. The seed will be directly in the soil or in a raised bed, and that will act as a mini greenhouse. That should give it enough of a buffer from the cold to where they can germinate and grow. I don't know necessarily that it will protect it if we get another freeze, which we very may well get, but it should buffer them just enough to get them started if the weather just kind of stays cooler but not like freezing. So if the weather does get really, really cold, what am I going to do? Well, then I'm just going to cut my losses and I'm just going to direct sow come mid-May. That gives me less time, shorter harvest window, everything is compressed down. That's not ideal, but that's what I'll do, and I will just have to start them indoors next year. But yeah, that's my plan. I'm going to essentially make a little mini greenhouse for the seeds. Let me know if this is something you've tried or if it's common practice, which it very well could be. I'm new. I don't know. I think it'll work. I have faith in it. It sounds like something that should work, but I guess we'll see. And I think it's worth a shot, even if you have space under your grow lights currently, just to see if it's another option for you. If it works out for me, I'm going to try and increase my grow light space as time goes by. So I hopefully next year we'll have enough space to start them indoors. But if this works out, it's still something I'm going to do just because of its benefits of not disturbing the roots, them being in the location where they're going to grow. It feels like it's too good to be true. Like it feels like something that if I can do it, I'm definitely going to do it. And but yeah, I guess we will see. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like, subscribe, comment, and all those good things. And I will see you next time. Have a great week, have a great week. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, peace. Mwah.